I'm very pleased with the interview that we have going on today. We've got some really great questions and fantastic answers as well. So I'm super happy about this. I think you're going to get a lot out of it. I'm Stan Starsky, from the author of the Stan Starsky Snacks Cookbook, and I am super pleased to have today with us Shayla Roberts. Her website is Evolution Coaching U, and she is a BHK, CSCS, PCC, VIP, plenty of letters after her name, which is really good stuff. So if you could, I really don't know what that all of that means. So maybe if you could just start out with tell me a little bit more about what some of those letters are.
Sure. So I'm a Bachelor of Human Kinetics. I started in fitness, and that was I had a fitness business for a very long time. And one of the things that you may know about fitness is that the things that stop people from getting healthy or getting fit are often old habits. So that's where the PCC comes in. I'm a professional certified coach because I've started looking at ways that I could help people change their behavior and make these, good habits permanent. So I'm also a certified strength and conditioning specialist because I love to go to the gym. So that sort of added to my repertoire. And now I would say, if you want to wrap those all up in one sort of title, I would call myself a lifestyle medicine coach, which I am also certified as. And that's really about helping people make behavior change that keeps them out of the doctor's office, helps them live healthier longer, helps them manage or treat chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure. So it's all wrapped up in helping people have healthier habits so they can put more life in their years.
Excellent. Good, good. And you kind of alluded to this, but how did you get started as a certified lifestyle medicine coach? What really led to that?
Yeah, well, I think probably probably my parents. They were quite a bit older when I was born, so we're on the let's eat better to improve our health. My family history, we have lots of heart disease and cancer in our family, so that certainly led to the preventative medicine kind of path. And most of the people that I work with are over 40 and may have had a health scare, or maybe they just want to feel better so that they can enjoy the fruits of their labor, so to speak. They put a lot of time into building maybe a financial bucket, but maybe haven't put as much time in the health bucket, or they see like, oh, I want to maybe run a 5K, or I want to do a hike. So it kind of ties it all together, like how to be healthier, how to improve your fitness, and really most importantly, how do I have more fun?
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, that's really good stuff. Well, good. All right. So we've got some great questions that have been compiled. And so let me just jump into some more of those too. And what is the biggest myth about plant-based diets that keeps people from making that change?
Yeah, so plant-based diets they're popular and they're good for our health. So there's a lot of people interested in them. And I have eaten a plant-based diet for more than 25 years. So I think that really people think it's going to be really hard when they think about it. They think they're going to have to change everything. But most people already eat lots of plant-based foods now. Like start with breakfast, like half of cereal, oatmeal, pancakes, toast and peanut butter, avocado, smoothies. I mean, most of these are plant-based, or they could be made plant-based with minor adjustments. So I think people think it's going to be hard. They don't realize how many plant-based meals they already eat. And the other thing is people believe that maybe they won't get enough protein, which is a myth that needs to be retired. Enough already with where do you get your protein? I mean, have you seen a gorilla or an elephant? They're big and strong and 100% plant-based diet. We know that protein originates from plants, and so why not go to the source?
Interesting. Okay. Okay. I like it. Very good. Hey, what unexpected benefits do people often discover when they make a lifestyle change?
Oh, this is a really fun thing that with very small changes, how good they feel. Like really, it's quite astonishing how many people say, I can't believe how good I feel. I mean, never mind the health benefits, the lower blood pressure, blood glucose, more energy, but it really, like a very small change results in a really big reward.
Okay. All right. All right, Shayla, this sounds pretty good, but are you practicing what you preach? What do you eat in a day?
I eat a lot of fruit. I probably have had whole wheat toast and peanut butter for breakfast for the last 20 years, maybe with a few adjustments, but I eat a lot of fruit. Often have a smoothie with like bananas, berries, flax, cocoa powder. I make homemade muffins for snacks, hummus and avocado and cucumber. I probably eat 5 or 6 fruit servings a day. And then depending on the season, if it's summer, like big salads with everything you can imagine in it, from roast potatoes, black beans, lettuce and tomatoes. And then winter, a lot of Asian and Mexican foods because they're super fast, super easy to make, really tasty, can put tons of vegetables in them.
That's good. I'm like you too. I get into sort of a routine, certainly with breakfast too.
Yeah.
One, because like you mentioned too, you feel better. And then it's just kind of easier to kind of not, sometimes it's good to get creative. Then sometimes it's just to go to that go-to thing where it tastes great, feels good. You can keep moving. So
Yeah.
I understand that. Hey, so what are some of the fitness benefits of a plant-based diet?
Well, recovery, for one, you recover really fast, very easily, reduced inflammation, lower oxidative stress. So that also improves your recovery from exercise. You might have heard of the benefits of nitric oxide, which on a plant-based diet is easy. Nitric oxide comes in foods like Swiss chard, arugula, spinach, bok choy, beets, cauliflower. And it helps with cardiovascular health. It helps control our blood glucose, maintains our muscle and cognitive function. So it has a host of physiological and metabolic reactions. And you can only get it from plants. So you want to have those high nitric oxide converters, like I said, like kale, Swiss chard, arugula, all those greens.
Okay. Honestly, I didn't realize that you can only get nitrous oxide or is it nitric or nitrous? I'm sorry.
Nitric, yes.
Nitric. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nitric. Okay, good. Excellent. All right. So now I've got to ask you, this is one of my favorite questions. What is your favorite plant-based snack? And what is your favorite plant-based snack out of this very fabulous?
Out of your book.
Fantastic.
I love that. That's
Yes.
so much fun. Well, I have a hard time with this because I love snacks. So the one that I love in your book is the apple because I thought that was so funny. And I probably do eat an apple every day. I also like the hot nuts. I think that's a really good one. And I love trail mix. So that's a really good recipe for me. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that. Hey, what does a plant-based diet mean and what does it look like?
Well, plant-based diet. So people often confuse plant-based diet and vegan diet. They can be very similar. Vegan is more an ethical lifestyle choice where you do not use animal products. A plant-based diet means that you're eating whole food, primarily plant-based, unprocessed food. So vegan diet may include things like vegan hamburgers or those kind of more processed foods. And I don't think there's anything wrong with those. I think they fit into a plant-based diet. It's just that they are more processed. So a plant-based diet might mean that you have oatmeal for breakfast and you have a big salad for lunch, and maybe you'll have a bowl with all sorts of grains and vegetables for dinner. And it's pretty simple to get a plant-based diet to get all the nutrients you need. I think the biggest confusion is people where's the definition between vegan and plant-based? And it's really just a continuum of, starting with more whole foods. And maybe if you're transitioning into a more plant-based diet, you use those like vegan meat and cheese products just to substitute. If you're healthy, and especially if you're exercising a lot, they can be really helpful because they can have lots of iron or other nutrients that you need, and they're super quick and easy to eat.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. And that you do hear about there's a lot of processed food sometimes, even with plant-based diets. So I appreciate you making that kind of that distinction there too.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. And you mentioned transitioning. So what are some easy ways to switch to a plant-based diet?
Yeah, I mean that's one really easy way is just to take the meat that you most likely eat and substitute a vegan option for it, or you could start with one meal and make adjustments. Um, it's often easier if you don't try to change everything all at once, and if you don't worry about it. It's not a competition. It's just part of the learning process. So breakfast is a super easy meal to start with because most breakfasts are mostly plant-based, but it's really easy to eat more vegetables at lunch. And then often people worry about, well, what if I have to go out to eat? Or what if I have to do that? And you're like, well, you really, how many times, if you're not eating out five nights a week, it's really not that big of a deal. So start with what you can control, make small adjustments. If you want to substitute some vegan options, I think they're a really great way to start to transition to a plant-based diet, and they give you lots of nutrients.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Very good. Hey, what's an easy way to start changing your health? I know you've sort of touched on this, but this seems to be a bit broader than some of the other questions too, I think.
Yeah. I always tell people, where do you think the easiest thing you could do? Like, start with the thing that's so easy you can't not do it. Often people think changing their diet would be too hard, but maybe doing a little bit of exercise would be easier. Maybe starting to walk, or maybe they want to have a regular sleep routine. So the real key is to start. It doesn't really matter where. Pick the thing that you think is the easiest. If you think changing your diet is like beyond what you could possibly imagine, don't start with that. If you think going to the gym is like a bridge too far, you're not going to cross that, don't start with that. But the real key is just to start, because once people get a little bit of success, they start to feel better. Then they think, oh, maybe I'll try. So it's a positive spiral. You can build on that success. So pick the thing that feels the easiest to you.
Okay. Yeah, I really like that. I've heard some people too say, like, if you want to exercise, just make a goal of putting on your sneakers and walking outside. Like sometimes
Yeah.
set the goal. Is that kind of what you're alluding to too?
Yeah,
Sometimes make
yeah. I
a
mean,
really,
often, you'd say, that's a really good point, because some people think, oh, just can't get motivated. And so I have the 10-minute rule. So you're like, okay, just do something for 10 minutes. If you still don't want to do it after 10 minutes, stop. But most of the time, if you walk for 10 minutes, you're like, I feel a little bit better. I think I'll go maybe another 10 minutes. So exactly, like, just try it for 10 minutes. How hard could that be?
yeah, I like that. I like it because really the hardest thing sometimes is just starting. That's the hardest
Mhm.
part.
Exactly.
Okay. And that kind of ties into the next question too. So, what is the easiest way to start exercising after a long time of inactivity? And maybe we've kind of touched on this, but I just wanted to make sure you covered everything in
Yeah,
this one.
slowly.
Okay.
It's sort of that New Year's resolution. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to go to the gym every day. And then it's so easy to do too much too soon and pay the price. You're too sore to move, or you injure yourself. So do a little. It's really easy to overdo it when you start, because you start feeling better. But it's easy to be enthusiastic and jump right in. But really the easiest way to start is to do a little bit and remember why. Like, do you want to do this for this week, or do you want to do this for the rest of your life? Or do you have some specific goal in mind? I want to be able to do this hike with my kids. Like, having a good reason to do it also makes it easier to get into it, because there's a little bit of pressure to, get moving.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Having some motivation, the reasons, the why you're doing it too. I like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay. And this kind of ties into very nicely. So what you mentioned not trying to do too much first, but what are some of the best exercises to start out with?
This one's so easy. The one that you'll do is the best exercise to start
Hmm.
with. So exercise is not a punishment for bad behavior. We should be doing something that we don't hate. So you should try to pick exercises that you enjoy. They may not be the most popular or trendy or whatever's hot right now. It's irrelevant. If you love to walk, people are like, oh, walking's the best exercise. It can be, but if you don't love it, maybe you love swimming or you like riding your bike. People think, oh, I have to go to the gym to get stronger. You could start with a home exercise program. If you try something and don't like it, just try something else. Just because everyone's doing yoga, for instance, doesn't mean you have to do it, doesn't mean you have to like it. Experiment with a few exercises. The other thing that's really interesting is, particularly if you go to a gym, is that, I think of like the 3 gyms in my area. They all have their own kind of feel. So maybe you go to one and you think, I don't really like it here. I don't like the gym. But it could be just that's the specific crowd or that's who they cater to. That might not be your people. Try another one. Yeah. So don't be afraid to, do it a few times. If you don't like it, try something else. Some people like competition when they exercise. And I know that pickleball is really popular right now. And people keep asking me if I've tried it. And I'm like, I have no hand-eye coordination. No, I'm going to go for a run. So just pick something that appeals to you and appeals to, the things that you like.
All right, I like it. That was a little unexpected answer too. I thought you were going to say walking, just because it seems like everybody says.
I know, walking is always easy, right? And maybe you need a hip replacement, or maybe it's just painful to walk. So you can ride your bike, you can go for a swim. Yeah, just think about, what do I like to do? What do I have access to do? What will I do? And just like everything else, once you start looking at other options.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. That's a great answer. Just do what you think, do what you like to start it out with. That's really great. Good. Okay, good. Hey, so what obstacles are stopping people from living a healthy, long life?
Well, I think they think they're going to have to change everything. We often think that the gap between where we are now and where we want to be is like the Grand Canyon. So breaking it down into smaller chunks. Not trying to do all at once. Also having a really compelling purpose, a really compelling reason why will help. But and it's funny, maybe because it's so personal, like if we're eating and we're exercising, we can't rely on someone else to do it for us, that it feels like if you had a bad day or you missed exercises, somehow you failed. But there is no such thing. It's just, I like to think of it as experiments. So this didn't work. Maybe going to the gym didn't work, and then you can take data on your own experiments. So why didn't it work? Maybe you tried to go at 6 a.m. and you hate getting up early. Maybe you should go at lunch. There's so many reasons that often it's sort of easy to get lost in the I should be doing this, as opposed to maybe I should try it another way.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Good. Hey, so if you could just talk a little bit about some of the resources and some of the things that people can find on your website.
Sure. So I have a 21-day plant-based diet challenge. So you can sign up and get an email every day, get a shopping list, get some help changing your diet if you're interested in starting with a diet and I always say diet, I mean a way of eating, not what we think of as going on a diet. And you can also contact me for a free discovery session, and we can just discuss what your goals are and if I can help you with it and what you think your biggest challenges are. Sometimes it just helps to sort of talk with someone and get an idea of where could I start. I have some age better resources. So thinking about what are the things that age us faster. So inactivity, not eating well, not sleeping well, too much stress. So some things to manage those factors, or you can just sign up and get some health and fitness news once a week and have a little nudge in your mailbox.
Yeah, that sounds good. And one of the things I like about your website too, it seemed like a real holistic approach, and it wasn't just food, it wasn't just exercising, and it was because there are all those different components, like you mentioned, stress and sleep and all those things. So that's what was
Mm,
kind of appealing to me, that it rather than
okay.
just taking that very narrow focus, it was more, let's look at the big picture,
Yeah, exactly.
which is great. And so I've got to ask then too. So what maybe, what are some of the benefits, or if you could even describe, if people want to take this even further, you've got some of those resources that are available, but plus if they did want to work with you a little bit longer term, what does that look like? And maybe what some of the benefits are involved in that?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest benefits is you get to choose the goal that you want to work on, and it's all about you. Like what works for you. There's no cookie cutter approach. We want to make it so it works for your life right now, not for some imaginary future. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits, is that it's not one size fits all. It's what are you doing now? How do you want to get there? And what can we adjust? Like, do you want to start with a fitness program? Do you want to start with how you eat? So you get to sort of pick and choose the menu of options. I've certainly, in my 20 plus years, I've certainly helped like hundreds of people lose weight. And one of the things that is really exciting about that is that they maintain that like weight loss. So how do
Hmm.
we make things so you can keep doing it? Um, I had one particular success story where a woman uh, had never really exercised, did all the work too much, had a long commute, too much stress. She lost over 100 pounds, and then decided she's going to run a marathon, and then did another marathon, and sort of, now is traveling around the world doing all these cool hikes all over the place. So, starting from thinking like, I just want to make it till I retire. I just want to be able to, feel better and lose some weight, to this incredible lifestyle change. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's a great case study. It's really
Yeah.
good. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Excellent. Very good. And your website is just Evolution Coaching U, and the U is just
Like
the letter
university,
U.
the letter U.
Like,
Exactly.
yes.
Well, it's all about you.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Hey, so that about wraps it up. Was there anything else that you wanted to throw in there, or anything else that I maybe missed, or
I'm looking forward to the new snack book whenever you get another snack book. I have lots of ideas for more snacks.
really? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I'll have to
Yeah,
talk to you about that.
snacks are my favorite. So I'm like, let's have another snack book.
Okay. All right. I might be open to that. Yeah. This
Yeah.
last video, as a grown man, I took just embarrassingly amount of time into this thing. It doesn't seem like
Oh,
much, but it just,
it's super
so,
fun. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really nice way for people to think about what they're eating. I think, you know, that's part of the problem, is we sort of eat mindlessly, and it makes it fun and easy. So, what more can you want?
all right. Well, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, very good. That about wraps it up. And once again, just go check out Evolution Coaching U with the letter U.com. And thanks again, Shayla. I appreciate it. This was really good stuff. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan.